Hello, today I have for you a review of Kal-Arath. This awesome sword and sorcery solo or more game is a lot of fun, actually. If you like Conan the Barbarian, you're gonna like this game. Let's talk about it. This is Kal-Arath from Castle Grief. I picked up the PDF and just printed it and bound it really quickly. I will leave a link to that webpage in the description. And there's other settings to this, but this one is set on these cool plains with giant lizards. Let me just give you a quick rundown of this system. I do want to say that at the very beginning, Castle Grief gives us this quick note that says like where the inspiration came from, and also says like use your game, it's your game, do whatever you want with it, which is nice, right? That it's refreshing that we can do whatever. So we've got these 5 stats of strength and toughness, agility, intelligence, and presence, which I thought presence was a really interesting thing. I think that's taken from Morkborg, but and then we're just going to add 4 points to any of these, and that's our bonuses. And then we're just going to roll 2d6 for every single check, basically. So what's really interesting about Kal-Arath is like this loop that we're put into, which you don't really get at the beginning because it's talking to you about how to make characters and kind of how the background works. But then once we get past like all the spells, we get to this gameplay. So we have some spells and character creation in the first 20 or so pages. And then we get like this intro sort of transition from character creation to the actual world, where we're given what brought us here and all these like cool implied setting narrative things. What's nice about these tables is that there's really all kind of implied settings. So if you know about sword and sorcery, like you can play this game and it's not going to take you too long to get in. There's no giant text of lore. I mean, there's some really cool stuff that he's got here with the wizards. I'll get to that in a minute. But I'm talking to you about the game. So once you're in, you're going to have this oracle. It's a standard oracle. Then we have some story questions, other standard oracle kind of things that you would want to be pulling from. But this is what I think is really interesting. Every day, kind of, you have this loop of you travel, you roll for the weather, see if you're getting around, if you're going somewhere or doing anything. The weather tables change based on the seasons, which is nice. It's a nice touch. And then we're got getting lost. So getting lost means you're going to be stuck in the hex for the time. And then you can choose to forage. If you run out of foraging, that causes problems. You can't heal, things like that. And there's a small chance that you will get, is 1 in 6 chance that you'll get something special, one of these herbs if you forage. So you're going to travel, you might get lost, then you roll for this point of interest, and we're given a D66 table here of that. And then you roll for encounters. It'll tell you if you get a counter once you're there, then you camp, and then you roll again for another encounter. So you have this nice cadence of day by day, and it makes it kind of like an epic, if you will, because we're waking up and traveling, we're checking the weather, we might forage, we may not, so that one's like kind of an optional. We look for points of interest, we look for encounters, we rest for the night, get another encounter. So it's really just like boom, 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 boom. And because it's sword and sorcery, there's a lot of like overland travel, but it seems fine, right? Like I did 2 different sessions. I'll pull in my character here. So I just made a quick character sheet on paper because I thought it would be fun to do so. But there are character sheets in the PDF that you get. And then I just was writing out, and this is probably really hard to see on camera, but this is just kind of what I did for my solo game. This is actually my first real solo. I've done like D&D solo, but this is my first like dedicated, this is a solo game, kind of run through, and did this little entry and just wrote it out, like what was happening from the perspective of my character. She's trying to like avenge her sister, and we've got a couple of like little hexes that I drew on there, some just fun little doodles on the side. And then that was yesterday's. This is today's like little adventure. Ran into some trophy hunters, and then finally into some pit fighters, and they beat me in a fight, and now I'm caught by them essentially, and I've got to like fold their dirty laundry or something. I don't know. So it's just been fun to kind of play and think through this like setting and basically kind of write your own book. And if you've like read the Conan, like I love Conan, right? Robert E. Howard is just love the way that like epic those stories are, and I get to be a part of it with Kal-Arath. I think he does a good job. I think Kal-Arath does a good job of taking you into this setting, and you can play as Conan or a Conan-like character. I mean, we even have these like giant dinosaurs here, right? So I think the setting is really cool, even though it's pretty much just implied. I like the nice game loop. I think the mechanics are really straightforward and easy, and sort of let you focus on the imagination. So I'm setting that aside. I do want to point out one thing that I think is bonkers awesome, and I have not played with it, but I just want to point out what he does for Magic here. So in Magic, you get to choose one of these packs, or you pick it randomly, and these packs are like they're sets of spells, and you can only ever get one pack because these are demons, right? And so in this setting, there's demons all over, but you have to like sacrifice your soul to them essentially, and each of them has something different on there that really wildly affects the world. So here's like the Pact of Blood spells, and there's 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. So we go at 5 packs of blood, and each one of these require you to hit a larger target number, and you have to be at a bigger level. So it's harder and harder to hit, but you get bigger and bigger effects like as you go deeper. And if you fail, they of course have bigger and bigger fails. But what I like about this is that you can make this pact and not know what's in it, right? So you can make, oh, I want to do a pact of blood. I don't even know what that is. And then you go and you learn, like even as you're leveling up, you learn these new spells, and you don't have to like flip through anything. They're just kind of all tied together. And I really, really like that they're all tied together and all thematic based on these packs. Right? So it really feels like you have signed this document and you don't even know what's in it until you get there, and then you realize, oh no, that's terrible and awful. Because of course, when you fail, it's got to be terrible and awful. So I like that the Magic has these preset things. Kal-Arath has been around for some time. There is even there's several different books that go along with it, and now a science fiction setting that is, or I guess sci-fantasy setting that is out. I hope you go check them out. This is a really cool, fun game, and it is for 1+ players. So you can even run this at your table if you didn't have a referee or a GM or somebody to run things for you, and just kind of go through the system, and you can get some role playing in. So I really like that. That was fun. I think this +1 players is an important note, even for the soloists out there. If you have a system like that, let us know. And yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you check it out. Castle Grief did not ask for this review. I'm not affiliated with them. I just thought they were really cool and wanted to share this cool game with you if you want it. If you want to support this channel, like, subscribe. I've been putting out some shorts about GMs and GM tips, just trying to give you like one quick nugget that you can use in your game. I also talk about my own game along the ley line, and I do some other GM tips and a little bit of crafting stuff here. So thanks so much for sticking around and watching this video. I hope your tables are always full of dread and laughter, and always full of friends and fellowship. If you want to join the journey, like, subscribe, follow me.